Okay, I definitely want to talk briefly or touch base just on the topic of barriers and how barriers can sort of creep in and stop you from actually achieving the things that you actually want in life. Anyways, barriers. So that was my first barrier is I just didn't have the time to actually give my fully invested time to the life that I wanted to prepare for everyone. And it's not that I was just going back on my work. It's just, life happens and you just got to take it on the chin and move forward. So here I am just showing up and wanting to put out there um, some, I don't know, insights or views on how I view barriers. First of all, what is barriers to me? I feel like barriers is like a roadblock in my journey. So if I ever come across something that sort of makes me self doubt if I am worthy enough to even take that step to the next level. Okay, so a barrier that I feel like I have overcame in my life is I was 21 years old. I didn't know what I even wanted in life. I just graduated from personal training and I got a role. I spoke about this briefly how I worked in a gym, I worked fitness center, fitness consulting, and slash personal training and group training within the job. So I was working part time. And then I think 6 months or maybe a year in, I applied for another gym. So I was working at two gyms at the same time, and the other one was 24/7 Fitness. And the 24/7 Fitness one was definitely a lot different compared to the one in Wellington, just because the environment is definitely different. And I enjoyed both because I got to experience a bit of both gyms. But yeah, 21 years old, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm going to people for advice like, hey, should I, because after I graduated, I was like, I didn't really tell people about my, big goal where I wanted to achieve becoming a police officer. I was just telling people, I'm just going to go this personal training course and then hopefully work in a gym and just find my way around that. And not many people were very encouraging with that goal because obviously, that's fine because, the income wasn't that it wasn't it wasn't stable enough. If you grew up with me, you wouldn't even think that I'd even want to become a personal trainer, and that could be another barrier. Is your upbringing, is the people who grew up around you feel like they know who you are, and or just they're not used to just seeing you step out of this box that they've grew up to know you to who you've been your whole life. If that makes sense. So yeah, that could be another barrier is your family getting used to you wanting to step out of your comfort zone and just experiencing a whole lot of things in your life. So I'm 21 years old and I feel like I don't have as much support as I should have. All it came down to was just being self-aware of what's happening in my life. Am I gonna let those opinions get to me to stop me from who I want to become, or am I gonna take it on the chin and just go ahead and say fuck it? What have I got to lose? I'm only 21 years old. I have a whole lot of years ahead of me. Am I gonna stick at this and try, or am I just gonna move on to the next one? So I said fuck it. I'm just gonna try and do this personal training stuff and see where it gets me. So I took the risk. I applied for that Wellington job. I ended up getting it. I worked there for about a year, and then I applied for another one, and I had two jobs, and two gyms. And I really loved that lifestyle because I was always moving, I was always busy. So I was working, I was playing rugby, I was going to the gym, I had everything. I had a very, very good foundation to get me to where I needed to be, especially with the support that the two members provided me with those empathy certificates. So if I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't have had those empathy certificates, and I'm very grateful for that to this day. So yeah, that's another thing. It's just like looking at your surroundings and be like, okay, am I going to let your opinions get to me to stop me from who I want to become? Are you going to dictate on who I am and let people control who you are as a person? And I don't feel like that should be something that stops you from actually wanting things. And who am I to be giving this advice? No one, literally. But if you feel like this is inspiring you to at least take that chance to step out of your comfort zone, then I'm all for it, and I'm here to support you as well because I did choose to run this business with Monat, and I honestly, I love their products. At the moment, I'm due for a hair wash because tomorrow is my hair wash day. Anyways, forget about my hair because I love it either way. Like my curls are just like, oh my god, yes. Like that's just how I feel about my hair right now. And my skin, honestly, I'm just happy about my skin. Anyways, barriers. So yeah, letting people's opinions get to you, especially your loved ones, because you know they obviously want the best for you and they feel like they know who you are as a person, so they will be like they'll give you advice that you want to hear, not need to hear.